Hi guys! To celebrate Halloween, I'm going to be telling you guys a series of stories from my past to celebrate 'tis the season. I haven't decided what stories I'm going to tell yet. I don't even know if I have any stories. But as I start my makeup, I'm sure things will come to mind. So let's get started. Okay, so there actually is one story that's like a perfect story for, this situation, but I've told it before on my channel, but the quality was subpar and my storytelling was not up to the task. So I'm just gonna retell it and hopefully it gets more attention this time, but probably that's me just daydreaming, but it's okay. So this story transcends a couple years actually. I don't know if that was the right word to use, but this story takes place over a couple years. It starts when I'm in the 6th grade, okay? So I'm in the 6th grade and one day I'm walking home with my two best friends at the time. We pass one of my friends, we'll name her Sarah, and we'll name the other one Bethany. So we pass Sarah's house first, right? Okay, so we're walking home from the middle school, which is about like in total, 20-minute walk to get to all three of our houses. So we get to the front of Sarah's house and all three of us receive a text message from a number none of us know, but we all received the same message from the same number saying something along, I don't remember the exact words, but they're saying something along the lines of, I know everything about you guys. I'm watching you guys. There's nothing I don't know about you, and I've been watching you. So we think it's a prank at first. I have a younger sister. Sarah has an older brother and a younger sister, and Bethany has a younger brother. We think it must be one of them. We later find out it was none of them, and we swear to each other it's not any of us playing a prank on any of the other of us. Also, in case you guys are curious, for my face I used Airbrush Flawless Charlotte Tilbury, and I also mixed it with It Cosmetics CC cream because this is a lighter color and this one is a little bit too yellowy and tan for what I am right now. I'm just gonna go in and blend even more now. As I was saying, now I'm using NARS concealer. Where was I? Oh, right, so we all get this text message and we're just standing outside of Sarah's house, just kind of like wondering what's going on and discussing what we should do. And then we get into a little skerfuffle. I don't remember what it was about, but Sarah and Bethany were not happy with each other. I do not remember what the fight was about. I don't think it had anything to do with the text messages. I think we had moved on from that. But they got into a little argument and Bethany threw her drink at Sarah. I was just there like dumbfounded, but Bethany threw her drink at Sarah. And we're discussing that event for a little bit. And then we all get a text once again at the same time from the same number saying, I saw that. So right now we're convinced it's Sarah's older brother or younger sister because we're outside her house. You know what I mean? Like someone saw that, but we're outside her house. And then we remember that couldn't be true because, well, neither of them were home. Sarah's younger sister is at the elementary school and goes to like an after-day school care thing, and her older brother was in high school and just didn't go home after school, had like activities and stuff. So none of them were home. The only other option, if we were still targeting Sarah, would be her parents, which obviously, no. So now we're like kind of freaked out because someone's like watching us actively and we realize that. But we have to get home. So me and Bethany, who live further down, the path, decide to walk home. And we all are going to just create a group chat and we're just going to talk about it once we get home. So the three of us swear to each other that it wasn't us. When we get home in the group chat, we're talking about it. We swear that none of us are messing with, each other. And we're just kind of confused at this point. We're scared for like a week or so, but the text never started again. So after that I saw you incident, we didn't hear anything back. Okay, that's blended. Now I'm gonna contour using the Anastasia contour stick. I love this look. I could walk out with this and I'd be happy. So 2 years passed, we're now in 8th grade. We forgot about the incident, we haven't heard anything, everything's dandy. So 2 years later, I get a message again from what I presumed was the same number, but I didn't have like the messages I had in the 6th grade, so I couldn't see like old conversations, and then like, sorry, I couldn't tell if this was the same number because it was like a new conversation. So I just assumed it was the same number because I was like, what the fuck else, or who the fuck else would be this creepy? But basically, this number was texting me now saying, remember me. And I was like, what the fuck? And then they were like sending me information about myself, like my birthday, the city I was born in, the hospital I was born in, which I didn't even fucking know. It was fucking wild, okay? I was so scared. And then I texted Sarah and Bethany, and they were not receiving the same messages. So I was just like, this is great. I love going through these things alone. And now I'm gonna put on some blush with Rare Beauty. So the fact that Sarah and Bethany were not also receiving these texts, I mean, like, as a good friend, I'm happy for them, but also as like a selfish bitch, I'm like, why the fuck am I going through this alone? So I'm clearly kind of like upset and a little bit freaked out because I'm like, how do you know stuff about me that I don't even know? And then the only thing I respond to them is like, who are you, who are you, who are you? And then again, they stop. Okay, and I'm gonna bake a little bit under here and just around my nose area to like solidify the contour look of my nose. And I'm using the Air Spun loose powder. I need to concentrate doing this. Put some right here and right here. And then while that is baking, I'm going to use Hoola bronzer to set my contour. Okay, so after that incident, I never heard from that number again. I'm sure like today, if I had heard from that number, I would be more savvy and I'd hire fucking someone to find out who they were, but I was in 8th grade, what was I gonna do? But I haven't heard from that number since. That was the last time I ever heard from that number. So that was the end of that portion of the stalker. And I'm assuming that these events that I'm going to tell you next are the same person, because I just don't think that I would have 2 stalkers. So we're just gonna assume it's the same person. I also don't need my bake to set too long. So I just, after I'm done with the bronzer, I just wipe it off. My face is done. Okay, now I'm gonna go on to my brows and I'm gonna use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel. It just looks like this. Like this. Cute. So now I'm in high school. Forgot all about these events, or didn't forget, but haven't thought about them, so technically they're just like not, technically they're forgotten. And then one day, I want to say my sophomore year, but I might have been a freshman, because now looking back, I was such a fetus. I feel like it had to be freshman year, but I don't think that it happened like that soon after 8th grade. So freshman to sophomore year. Sorry, my brows take concentration because they're fucking annoying and rude. Okay, now we're gonna move on to eyeshadow, and I'm going to be using my Nude Medium by Huda Beauty palette. I think I'm just gonna do like I'm gonna use this color right here. It's like it's kind of like a burnt brown, and I'm just gonna put this in my crease. So one night I'm at the local, like the city park. So we are at the park one night. I'm with my guy friends. Like there's maybe 5 of us in total. So me and 4 of my guy friends. And we're at the park. It's pretty dark. It's, you know, a weekend, whatever. And this park, it's like the city park, okay? It feels really safe because it's like connected to the library basically, which is also connected to the rec center, which also has the police department right up front. Like it feels pretty safe. So even though it's dark and nighttime and there's no one there other than the 5 of us, we feel pretty secure. So we're at the park one night like hoodlums, not doing anything. We're just talking, we're just hanging out. And all of a sudden, a car pulls up to the parking lot. So the parking lot's like up here, and then a giant field of grass, and then the park is parallel to the grass. So we're on the grass, but the car parks in the parking lot and we're on the grass, so we can see the light. Like, it's not that far away. And we're like, okay, whatever. People are they're either coming to the park to hang out like we are, or they're just sitting in their car, they needed a place to park. But they keep their lights on for a little bit, and we just kind of ignore it. We're just sitting there continuing our talk. And then the car light turns off, but we hear the car door open, and a guy comes out from the driver's seat and just stands next to his car, watching us. He just stands there staring at us. So now we're like kind of creeped out. We're like, why is this dude just standing there? Like, he wasn't smoking, he wasn't on his phone, nothing. He was just standing there next to his car staring at us, and we were super creeped out. We're taking notice now, but we're not saying anything. We're just talking amongst each other. We're not saying anything to the guy. And we're just like, what the fuck does this dude want? And he doesn't get back into his car. Like, he's just standing there. And then at one point, my friend shouts at him. He's like, hi, like, do we know you? Like, after we were getting kind of fed up of being stared at. One of my guy friends, and keep in mind, these are like high school boys. They think they're so fucking tough. They're not, but they think they are. They scream at him and like, hi, do we know you? Can we help you? The guy doesn't say anything. He just keeps standing there staring at us. We can't make out his face. Like I said, he's kind of further away. The lights on his car are off, and the street lights are like on our side more so, not on his side, so we can't make out his face. We just know that there's like a silhouette figure staring at us, and we know that's not normal. So my friend shouts, we just keep watching him. He doesn't say anything in response to my friend. And then after like literally 20 minutes of this guy just standing there watching us, we were like, this is fucking stupid, we've had enough. So like the dumb high school boys that my friends are, they decide to go confront this man. Why would you do that? So one of them stayed with me, and the other three go confront this man. As soon as they make moves towards, the car, the guy gets in his car and drives away. So that was creepy. Now I'm using the Flick Stick eyeliner just to give myself some eyeliner and a wing. I'm gonna need to focus on this. Eyeliner done. So now for sure we're in my sophomore year. So I'm gonna say the other event was my freshman year, because this event that's happening next seems like it was a little bit further away in time. So we're in my sophomore year for sure now. I'm at my friend's house, we'll call him Steven. So Steven, me, and we're all just hanging out at Steven's house. All of a sudden, I get a call from the police. Okay, I don't remember if it was the police or the alarm company, but it was the fact that someone called me from one of those two, that the alarm in my house went off, someone had broken into my house. At the time, I lived not that far away from Steven, so we charge over to my house. We get in two separate cars because we had a lot of people, and we go over to my house. I'm using the Sensational Lash Mascara. So we all get to my house, and there's like 3 cop cars in front of my house. 2 of them are like inside already, like investigating, because the door was kicked open. And I'm talking to the other cops trying to figure out what happened. They told me that because the alarm went on for a certain amount of time, and sometimes alarms just like, they get triggered, but you turn them off and then everything's fine. And you'll get a call from the alarm company, but that's it, no cops come. But because I was at my friend's house, my parents were out. But because my parents were out and I was out, nobody was there to turn off the alarm. So after a certain amount of time, the police have to come and investigate. They showed up and they were investigating my house, and I'm waiting outside with the other cops just trying to figure out like what's happening. And the 2 cops come back out, and they let me know that there's evidence of a break-in, that someone had broken into our house. Okay, so the cops say they didn't find anything inside. There was no person inside. There was nothing left behind, nothing inside. So they just were like, be careful. don't stay here alone tonight. Like, either go somewhere else and wait for your parents to come back before you come home, or have all of you guys stay in this house. I was like, there's no fucking way that I'm staying here. But my parents had come back at that time, so everything was good. I sent my friends home, and me and my parents we were good. I don't know where my little sister was at this time. But anyways, keep in mind, while all this is happening, I'm not thinking about the events from middle school. I think they have no connection. To this day, I don't know if there's a connection. It just seems sketchy, and it seems a little bit sus for there not to be a connection. But at that time, I wasn't even considering. Okay, so now further down the line of my sophomore year, I know for a fact this is also my sophomore year because this event happened while I was newly dating my boyfriend, now Robert. So we had just started dating. He is out of town for Thanksgiving weekend, and a Friday night there's a basketball game at my school. Everybody is there. It was like the alumni game, so a bunch of people from college had come back to play our varsity team, and so everybody was there. I go and I meet up with my friends. I say hi to Robert's friends. He's just not there, and I go and sit down with my friends. Me and my best friend, who I'm gonna name because I know she won't give a fuck, Tiffany, decide to leave early because we're bored. We decide to go down to like the convenience store that's down the street from my high school just to get some food, and then walk back to my house because my house is like really, really close to my high school. It's like less than a mile. So keep in mind that Facebook is still kind of prominent at this time. Like, people still message each other on Facebook and stuff like that. So as we're walking, I get a notification that I got a message on Facebook from someone I don't know. It just said like, I'm watching you. That's all it said. I didn't reply. I clicked on the profile. It wasn't a profile. Like, there was nothing up. That's it. It just had like a start date for when the account was activated. I don't remember what it was, but I didn't find it suspicious. At this point, I'm just like tired. I just don't care. So I see the message. I show Tiffany. I put my phone back in my pocket. Done. When we get a good distance away from the high school, we feel like someone's following us. Someone was. So someone's literally dodging in and out of the bushes behind us. Like, there's like a path of bushes next to us, but they were behind us, dodging in and out, trying to not be seen. But this fucking dumbass motherfucker can't, like, does he not understand that bushes make noise? And then we turn around and we see someone dodging in and out of the fucking bushes. And now we're like creeped out because I just saw this message and I just saw this person dodging bushes to follow us. And I'm like, this is fucking fucked up. We speed walk down to the convenience store area because that's like a more populated area. There's like some restaurants, there's a Chipotle, there's a Walgreens, and it's a Friday night. There's people out, there's lights, there's street lights. Where we're walking right now doesn't have that many street lights. So we're speed walking and low-key running. We didn't want to seem too sus. Like, we didn't want him to know that we knew he was there because then we thought he'd chase us. So we speed walk down to the grocery store that's there, and we get into the grocery store and we try to lose him within the grocery store. We don't look back, so we don't see if he's still following us, but we like go around the grocery store trying to make sure that we're like not creating a straight path. I'm just gonna put some of that same shadow under my eye, and we are just trying to lose him. As soon as we feel comfortable leaving, we exit the grocery store and we decide that we just have to like run back to my house. I'm now at an age where I don't feel like telling my parents anything because I'm scared they're not gonna let me do anything if they realize that I'm in like trouble. So we don't call for help or anything. But at that time, Robert calls me to like just ask how my night's going. And this is like while we're mid-run back to my house. I pick up, I tell him everything that's going on. I sound very panicked. I'm like out of breath because I'm running. And he's like super concerned. So he calls his friends who were at the basketball game, and they come pick us up in their truck, drive me back home, and then they circle my block to make sure no one was there, and they fucking had a knife with them. Nobody was there. So we're safely back in my house, and yeah. Now I'm going to do my lips. I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. It's like a brownish color. It's an intense. I'm gonna line my lips. So since then, nothing really has happened. Like, sometimes I'll get sus thinking that like a car is following me. A car that I've come to look out for is this white truck. I don't really know what kind of truck it is, but it's a white truck. Sometimes I feel like a white truck is following me, and then I'll like be really cautious about where I'm going. Since then, nothing really to that degree has happened. And then I'm gonna use this nude color lipstick from L'Oreal Paris. And I'm done with my makeup. But yeah, since then, nothing really has happened. I'll just like be really cautious, or I'll feel like someone's watching me sometimes. And I know I smile a lot through this story, but I don't think it's funny, but I also think it's funny that this happened. I don't know. I don't know how to process my emotions properly. I handle trauma really weird. But that's the end of my stalker story. If anything else happens, I'll keep you guys updated, or maybe you'll read it in the newspaper. Who knows what will happen. But happy Halloween. Stay safe. Thanks for watching. Bye.